Edward the Red Engine, I am very disappointed in you. But sir, I don't want to hear any buts, Edward. Do you think this is funny, crashing into a locomotive? It was my first train. And the people that built you, Albert and Joshua, said that you engines can control yourselves and be controlled by your drivers and firemen. They should have been there to stop you, but you likely just carried on. But sir, I've had it with you, Edward. If you're going to keep on causing crashes, and this is not a good first impression, Edward. The people that were on your train that were giving their review are not very happy. They were almost badly hurt in the crash. But no more buts, Edward. You're going to the works with Joshua tomorrow. Now, I don't want to hear any more buts until tomorrow, after you've been repaired. Alright? Yes, sir. Good. This is why I hate sentient engines. Why didn't you look where you were going? I'm sorry, I did not realize it would cost so much, let alone that I could have been causing danger. I'm still a new engine. Well, you better not cause any more crashes. I already had been traumatized once. Please don't, Joshua. You know how much you hate that story. What was it? I'd rather not say. Go on, it will help Edward understand. Alright, it all started a year ago. I was new out the works, and I was envisioned as the new express engine of the future. I would always thunder down the line grandly. Of course, being an engine newly out works, I did have those tired phases, but I usually just brushed them off as I was so excited. However, on the Furness Railway there's the coastal line, and I rarely ever went down it. It was one of my favourites, and while it still is, it's not as much anymore. Anyway, one day I was pulling the express all happily and grandly, like any young engine would, when I came up to Barrow. When I saw some vans moving towards me, I assume it was from a runaway faceless tank engine shunter, since there was no engine at the front of the train and there was no brake van there at the front, so they must have been shunting and the engine became a runaway. Anyway, I was in a state of shock. I did not know what to do. I braced for the impact when a signalman switched the points. He had switched me onto the coastal line. So everything was fine, right? Well, should I tell this part of the story, Joshua? I know it's hard for you to tell it. Alright. Not exactly. He was picking up speed on the coastal line. Then he derailed onto the beach. It was during the summer too, so it's very busy. Please tell me everyone on the beach was okay. Most of them. I was almost scrapped for that incident. Thankfully Albert was able to convince the manager to keep me on the railway, but I'm still at risk of being scrapped. And my traumatized condition is not any better when I'm included in a crash, let alone see one. I'm sorry, Joshua, I did not realise. I'll be glad when I can move again. Edward and Joshua unhappily went to sleep, as Albert looked on, waiting for the engine to collect them so they could be taken to the works. A couple weeks later, Joshua and Edward returned from the works, but Joshua despised Edward, and Edward couldn't help but feel sorry for Joshua. But Joshua was very frustrated at Edward. and it got to the point where he could not hold his frustration in any longer, and he wanted to tell Edward how he felt about his disabilities from that crash. "Edward," said Joshua to him one day. "Yes," said Edward. "Do you know how hard it's been for me since that crash?" "No, you never specified how hard it's been," said Edward. "I had the express taken away from me permanently. I can't have brothers and sisters now because of that crash. The Furnace Railway manager is worried more my class will cause trouble like that." "Oh. And I don't feel like I'll ever have a proper family. I'm alright being unique, but I do want brothers and sisters." "Well, I did not know it would bring you that traumatization back." "Don't speak to me, Edward," said Joshua, and he hurried away to get away from Edward. Edward began to think about what Joshua said when Albert pulled up alongside him. "Sorry about Joshua," said Albert. "He does not like being reminded of his past, and if you remind him too soon in your career, he does not like you any longer, really. I've seen it happen. He begins to despise you for pretty much his entire life." "Oh, I don't blame him," said Edward. "I just feel sorry that because of that crash he has so many more disadvantages over us." "Yes, I remember my sister when I first came to this railway. There was only two engines with faces when I came to this railway. Me and my sister, Jenny. We were amazing together. We fell in love. We had our coaches were also brothers and sisters, and they ended up falling in love as well. And before we knew it, we had a lot in common. So what's happened to her? I haven't seen her here." "Unfortunately, once Joshua began to get built, she was sold off. I don't know where she went, but she was sold off with Joshua expecting to be a better engine than her. But I suppose the manager doesn't see it that way, and I don't know if he regrets selling off Jenny and her coaches George and Jonathan, or as he was nicknamed, John for short." "Oh, is there anything we can do to lighten up the mood at the moment, Albert? I'm a bit too sad at the moment." "How about a nice little race?" "Alright, I suppose that will work," said Edward. "Alright, only to the transfer yards, though. I want to help you around the railway. We don't want you to crash again." "Oh, don't remind me," said Edward. "Anyway, I think I would win. I am an express engine after all. I know these tracks better than you. I've been here for over 20 years. You've only been here for a couple days, Edward." "Well, a couple weeks, but you've only been working for a couple days." "Oh yes, you're right there. Alright, be ready, Albert." "Yes, I am, Edward." 3, 2, 1, go. "Hey, that's not fair." "Get back here." "Where are you going? You could have won." "Oh, I just need to drop off my goods." "Huh, I suppose I win then." I don't see Albert at the transfer yards. I suppose I actually win then. Hello there. Ah! Where did you come from? The transfer yards. I did not actually go to unload goods. All I actually did was just take the shortcut. So, you tricked me into thinking I won? Yes, and I was waiting here for you to come along. I'll win next time. No, you won't. Goodbye. I'll win next time. No, you won't.